This is going to be a high protein instant pot meal you can make without much prep time. The only thing I can promise you guys is that this turns out pretty good every time I make it. It is based on red split lentils and whole wheat pasta. So the first step you guys want to do here is get a serving of red split lentils into the Instant Pot, and I like to rinse these off because the water will be pretty cloudy if you don't rinse it. Now that these red split lentils are rinsed off, the next step is to get this whole wheat pasta into the box. Get into the box, get this into the Instant Pot, a whole pound. So guys, the amount of protein that is in this dish is really going to depend on how much lentils you put in here to how much pasta you put in here. I used the cup that came with the Instant Pot, so it's actually 3/4 of a measuring cup of red split lentils. But that being said, there's a good bit of protein in a pound of whole wheat pasta, and you can add more red split lentils. Go ahead and add your salt at this phase in the recipe because there's not going to be any excess pasta water to pour off. The lentils will come together and create kind of a cheese sauce around the pasta. So also add your spices at this phase. I recommend herbes de Provence, and I also use turmeric and ginger. Now you can use turmeric powder. I happen to keep fresh ginger and turmeric chopped up in Ziploc bags in my freezer. I'll leave a link at the end of this video to show you guys how I do that. And don't forget to add a pinch of black pepper as well. I started adding some water into this. Now it's really going to depend on how thick you want the cheese sauce to be, the lentils, but you definitely need to make sure the lentils are completely covered. I tend to like to add a little more and get the level of the water to just rise up so that it's almost covering the pasta but not completely covering the pasta. This looks pretty good. This is where I'm going to take it to, guys. You can see the water is basically covering almost all of the pasta except for the very top little bit of it. And so I'm going to go ahead and give this a couple decent stirs. I do tend to like to leave the lentils on the bottom, and you'll be able to give it a good stir at the end once it all comes out. Alright, you want the top to be sealed so that it does cook at pressure, not venting. And the setting you want to use is manual, and I'm going to do 5 minutes, guys. Here's why: because the trick with this is whole wheat pasta cooks in the Instant Pot. Where's the instructions on here? This side. Whole wheat pasta cooks in the Instant Pot at about half of the stovetop cook time. So this one says 11 minutes to al dente. So you would cook it 5 to 6 minutes to get it right in the Instant Pot at pressure. But because we can't do 5.5 minutes, what we're going to do is we're going to just put it in at 5, which also happens to be the exact cook time of those red split lentils. That's why this recipe works, because the red split lentils have the same cook time as the whole wheat pasta. And you can mix this up. I've also done things like add a bag of frozen spinach into it beforehand, but I don't have that right now. So we're just gonna go ahead and do it the quick way. This is the real way. This is a recipe you can make with a 5-minute cook time on the Instant Pot, and then it's ready. All right, y'all, this just finished beeping, and so what we got to do is let out the steam. Once that finishes letting the steam out, you want to go ahead and get this open as soon as possible. Let's see what's going on in here. So you do need to stir this up in order to get the right consistency. And you can see these lentils, see how it's starting to come together? It takes some stirring, and you want to get this done as soon as it finishes. Let's go ahead and keep on stirring this up. There it is. Looks like it's coming together pretty nicely with the bow tie pasta coated in the lentils. Let me go ahead and get this plated up, take a few pictures, and I will show you guys what it looks like when it's finished. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this back to the table. As you can see, I steamed some bok choy, which I'm eating alongside of it, and I had some of those frozen pieces of ginger that I like to throw in whenever I steam vegetables. But yeah, there it is, the cheesy sauce, bow tie pasta. With this recipe, more lentils and more water equals more cheese sauce. And I want you guys to try this out and let me know what you think in the comments down below. Whole wheat pasta in the Instant Pot is very versatile, and there's a million different directions you can go with it. I will leave a thumbnail at the end of this video for my instructions for the quick Instant Pot whole wheat pasta plain, so you don't have this specific recipe, but you could take it in a million other directions. On top of that, for those of y'all curious how I keep that fresh turmeric and fresh ginger in the freezer so it's ready when I want to make a recipe like this, I will put a thumbnail for that video as well. Make sure you're subscribed and turn that notification bell on for more whole foods plant-based Instant Pot recipes. Alright, y'all know what time it is. Red Pill Vegan. Next.